Chelsea captain Reece James has withdrawn from the England squad this morning, replaced by Manchester City's Niko O'Reilly, as England prepare to return to action against Wales on Thursday. Thomas Tuchel's side are training now, so we can join Rob Dorset. And Rob, unusual surroundings for a training session. We don't normally get to see them in there, do we? Tell us about it.
Do you know? Yeah, Gail, it'd be lovely if we could come in here when it's raining. Normally it's in George's Park. We're indoors, we're inside the indoor training centre here with the 3G pitch down behind us. And why are we here? Well, it's because England's players are not having a full training session today. It is, of course, a recovery day for them, with them all playing at the weekend and a lot of them playing actually yesterday. And that's because England have brought their media day forward to Monday today. We'd normally have this tomorrow or Wednesday for a weekend game, which is normally the first of two games in an international break. But it's Thursday at Wembley for England against Wales in that friendly. And so everything's been knocked forward. And you can see that some of the FA's corporate sponsors are in here, while Harry Kane and that sort of thing are signing autographs and having some selfies taken with some of the guests that are down here, Jordan Henderson as well. But yeah, you mentioned Niko O'Reilly. He's here. It's great to see him. It's his first time that he's been called up to the England senior squad, and he's got the nod. There he is. Look, the great thing is, even though we're looking at the backs of players' heads, you can recognise Niko O'Reilly from behind, such as his distinctive haircut. But this has been coming. We know that he's been in Thomas Tuchel's thoughts for a while now, still only 20 years old, very much a feature of England's under-21s. But with Reece James withdrawing because of injury, and our chief correspondent, Kaveh Solokol, has reported in the last half an hour or so that the injury to Reece James is not too serious. We don't know the details of it, but he's been withdrawn as a precaution. It's Niko O'Reilly who's come in to offer greater cover at left-back. Interesting decision from Thomas Tuchel, that one, because he's already got, of course, Jed Spence and Miles Lewis-Skelly as recognised left-backs already in this squad. But Reece James, naturally a right-back, does cover at left-back, has withdrawn, and it's Niko O'Reilly who's got the nod. He's actually a midfielder by trade, but has been playing left-back all season for Manchester City and been really, really impressive. He started 4 of their 7 Premier League games, featured in 6 out of those 7. Pep Guardiola thinks very, very highly of him. He knows these surroundings very well from his time with England's junior age groups, but this is the first time he's been part of the senior setup.
And Rob, you mentioned about Reece James's withdrawal there. There was a question mark, wasn't there, over Declan Rice? You can see him in the background. Who else is there? Who else isn't there?
Well, exactly. When we got the news this morning that Niko O'Reilly was replacing Reece James, there was relief, I think, amongst a lot of England supporters and amongst the squad as a whole, because, yeah, Declan Rice had a concern because of a back injury that forced him off in Arsenal's victory over the weekend. He said it wasn't too serious. Actually, let's pan right across to the left. I just want to interrupt you because there's Jay Bothroyd. Look, just meeting with Jordan Henderson, one of Sky Sports' own. Jay Bothroyd, by the way, has just been given his legacy cap today, awarded by England. So a special day for him. He's there with his family, with his son and with his wife, Stella. Really special moment for them. And he's getting to meet a lot of the England players as well. I have to be honest, I think Jay Bothroyd's more excited about that than his son is right now. But that probably speaks volumes. We'll ask him about that on the Sky Sports News later on in the week. But yeah, just a little bit next to Jordan Henderson, look, just to his left, you can see the captain, Harry Kane, signing some autographs. Extraordinary form that he's in. 18 goals in 10 matches for club and country already this season. You just run out of superlatives for him, don't you? But there was some concern over him. He had a knock against Bayern Munich at the weekend, came off, and there were some concerns that he might not be able to sign up for England. He put our minds at rest pretty quickly in a post-match interview he did out in Munich, where he said, no, look, I got a knock a few weeks ago. I happened to get banged on the same spot today, but I'll be fine to sign up for England. He is there. He's there for everybody to see. That's a huge relief for Thomas Tuchel in particular. So yes, he's lost Reece James, who he says is his first choice right back right now. That's a blow to the England manager. The concerns he had over Declan Rice and Harry Kane, 2 of his key senior players, seem to have come to nothing, and they are both out there. Remember, it's only a warm-down session, so we can't read too much into this. They're not going to be taking part in a full training session today. And so I think you have to take it with a pinch of salt, seeing the players out there. Their condition will be assessed over the next couple of days. And if we just pan across to the right, look, you can see just how relaxed it is out here. We're not used to seeing this, are we? There's Miles Lewis-Skelly, Marcus Rashford and Niko O'Reilly doing a bit of ball juggling there, while Elliot Anderson's just quietly on the bike, warming up those thigh muscles in the background. We're not used to seeing this. This is new, this is different, Gail, and it's quite nice to see. You can hear the music in the background. The sponsors are here having their autographs and selfies with the players. It doesn't feel like the normal, intense England training sessions that we're used to at St George's Park.
Tell you what a day for Jay Bothroyd. Dermot Gallagher in the morning and a legacy cap in the afternoon. Life just doesn't get much better for him, does it? You mentioned about Tuchel. We've spoken, haven't we, so much over the last few days about some of the big calls he's made with this squad. I mean, I guess it's a taste of what we might get when he finally decides on his World Cup squad next summer.
Yeah, look, I'm not so sure about that. He's made some big calls, absolutely sure. But I think this is a one-camp thing for Thomas Tuchel. I think by the time we get to next month in November, some of the big names that are absent for this camp will probably be straight back in. I'm surprised he made the decision he's made for this one, in truth. But it is a friendly against Wales. But it won't feel like that at Wembley. It'll be hostile and loud, I'm sure, with the two rivals going head-to-head. But it was a huge call from him to drop Jude Bellingham in particular. You have to include Phil Foden in there and Jack Grealish, both of whom are back to pretty much top level, elite level form for both of their clubs. And I was surprised neither of those was included, Foden in particular. But they've been in and out of the England squads in recent times, so that was maybe understandable. And we've heard a lot from Pep Guardiola on Phil Foden and the way that he's come back from some difficult times off the pitch and some mental health problems to the position of strength that he's in now. But I think you take those two out of the equation and you talk about Jude Bellingham, who hasn't played a full 90 minutes for Real Madrid yet, but was available selection, wanted to be selected, and Thomas Tuchel decided, no, I'm going to leave that superstar back in Spain and I'm going to stick with the squad that did so well in the last international break in September, winning notably that 5-0 victory in Serbia, which was by far and away the best performance and the best results of Thomas Tuchel's reign. I asked him directly on Friday at Wembley when he named that squad, is there a problem between you and Jude Bellingham? And he was adamant. He looked me straight in the eye and said, no, there is no problem between me and Jude Bellingham. No problem either with Phil Foden or what's he doing there? He's having a little play with I think that's Justin Cochrane there as well, alongside Morgan Rogers. But you get an idea of just how laid back it is. It wasn't quite that laid back on Friday when he was very pointed in his reply to me, saying, no, there's no problem at all between me and Jude Bellingham. He's a superstar. He's still very much in my thoughts. I'm just going to pan just down in front of us as well, because a man that we've seen very little of and who hasn't played under Thomas Tuchel yet, John Stones, is doing a bit of ball juggling with Jordan Pickford, the goalkeeper. Don't often see those two together on the training field, do we? Jordan Pickford and John Stones. But to see John Stones back in an England squad, available for selection, fit to play as far as we're aware, will be a huge boost to Thomas Tuchel. He's not had the chance to see that as part of his reign so far since he took over on January the 1st. And if we just pan wide, you can see almost all the England squad there together, lined up in front of us. Isn't that a glorious sight, Gail? We don't get to see it very often. They're normally running all around the pitch, but the captain, Harry Kane, in the middle, and all of the England squad assembled and ready to go for what will be a pretty low-key warm-down session ahead of that big friendly. I think you have to call it a big friendly against Wales at Wembley on Thursday night. The real business is the World Cup qualifier in Latvia. That is a week tomorrow, and it's the end of this camp, and the last time Thomas Tuchel will see these players for a month.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Rob.